Yay. So I'm on here. We had a couple technical difficulties before we started this conversation, but I'm here with my little sister, not my baby sister, but my little sister, Kianna. And I'm excited for this conversation, Kianna. So
Yeah,
I
me too.
thank you for this. Your skin is glowing, and my skin look a little dry as I'm looking on this screen compared to you. So you look really good.
Oh,
You got a white little hoodie thing going on. I got this black thing going on. So yeah. So thank you for being here. Thank you for this conversation. How are you? Just a general question. How are you doing today? Did you have a good day?
yes, I'm doing good. It's always a lovely Sunday.
Mm,
Happy to be here. A happy Sunday.
uh huh.
Great day.
Yeah.
I feel like
Good.
Sundays have very good energy,
Uh huh.
so I always appreciate it. It's become my favorite day of the week. So,
Mm,
yes.
glad to hear that. It's funny you say Happy Sunday because at my church when I usually go up, I say Happy Sunday. I wonder if I got that from you.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of a thing that me and Kiara do. Like, we say
Yeah.
happy instead of like
Yeah.
good morning, stuff like that. We'll say happy
Yeah.
Monday. We,
Mm, mm.
yeah.
That's funny. I probably got that from y'all. Now that I think about it, because I don't know. I didn't know where I got it from before. And speaking of
Totally.
which, speaking of getting things from people, as I was like thinking about this conversation, I kept thinking about this idea that like nobody is self-made. Like nobody. Like we all are influenced or like who I am is because of the people around me, it's because of my family members, it's because of people like you, Kiana. And so I'm gonna start off by giving you flowers in a different way, okay? Because I think I have a lot of flowers to give you throughout our conversation, but I'm gonna start by sharing my screen, okay? So let me know if you can see this, okay?
I
So
got you.
share my screen, okay?
Hmm.
Uh, oh, okay. Let me. Okay, how do I do this? I feel so old. Okay, let
Like
me.
mom and dad trying to figure out FaceTime.
Yeah. Okay, I got a square because I want to show. Okay, there it is. Okay, let me know if you can see this. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
so there's. I know you recognize some of these things. Okay, so the first thing that you see. Well, let's talk about the second thing. You see the SingStar microphones.
absolutely.
So we used to play SingStar growing up, right? And we had it on a PlayStation 2. Now you got to help me remember. Was this something that belonged to you guys? Did mom buy this game for you guys?
Honestly, like I know we all shared the PS2, but
Yeah.
I think it was like a group effort, kind
Okay.
of like a Just Dance kind of thing, but
Okay.
kind of
Yeah, I remember. Uh huh.
of that
Yep.
time period. So
You guys
yeah.
love that Just Dance game, huh?
Oh
You
my
guys just
gosh, yes. And I remember seeing Star. I was just talking about this the other
Yep.
day. I'm like, that was a good game.
Yep.
Like
Now,
karaoke.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was underrated because you had the Rock Band and like the Guitar Hero, and then you had the Just Dance. But SingStar was pretty fun too.
I agree. I feel like a lot of people didn't know about SingStar.
Yeah,
DJ
it's like
Hero, Guitar Hero, that was
exactly,
really the thing.
exactly.
Definitely.
So the reason why I bring this up is because I use one of these microphones like to first make or to make my first couple of songs. Like I started making music because of these microphones. And I don't know, I feel like you're involved in that somehow because we use these things together.
We
And so
did.
maybe this is like is an indirect way that you influence me making music, right? Because we shared these things, we shared the microphones, and eventually I just took the microphone for myself, and
Right.
I,
Yeah.
I think we just stopped playing it because I started using the microphone to make my own music, right?
I especially remember that red one. Like you would
Uh
keep it
huh.
right next to all of
Exactly.
your music stuff, like
Yep.
your notepad, like
That's right.
all of
That's the
your
one I
instruments.
used. That's it. So like
Definitely.
this is what kind of got me started to create and kind of self express myself, and it's brought me all the way to where I am. Secondly, that iPod Nano that belonged to you,
Oh
right?
yes, the
This
blue
was
iPod
your
Nano.
this was your blue iPod Nano, right? But I would borrow it every now and then.
Yep.
I don't think you.
Download some music.
Yeah, yeah. I used to make videos with this. Like some
Yeah.
of my first videos were made with your iPod Nano, and some of the first videos I have on YouTube were made with this. So I just got to give you some kudos there for letting me use your gear, but also like I don't know, you're a part of where I am, and like I'm gonna stop sharing the screen so I can see you. Uh, so no, I got this microphone, I got this camera now, right? And I'm doing different things with it, but I'm still doing music. I'm still making videos, and all of this started because of me using yours and me using the SingStar microphones that we shared. So I have to give credit to my family and to you for helping me to express myself, to build confidence to express myself. Because I think something like SingStar, it's you singing in front of your family, in front of a
Um,
TV.
I definitely remember playing with friends. Some of our friends we had in El Paso, I
Uh
think
huh.
Shauna and Alessandra, they
Yep.
played SingStar with us. I remember Alessandra was
Uh,
really nervous.
yep.
She didn't want to like stand in front of everyone and sing because
Mhm.
yeah, it can make you feel a little self conscious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those girls. Uh huh.
Yeah.
So wow, there's something there. Like so I think about the microphones, but I didn't even think about like the fact of playing the game in front of
Yeah.
family members. There's some confidence maybe that it was built. There's like, okay, maybe I can do this myself. Maybe I can make my own song. And
Yeah.
then I think about going even further. This came to my mind even before because I think we had those SingStar microphones when we lived in El Paso, and it was like the pink house and all that. Remember that? Remember the
Yes,
pink house?
yes, I
Yeah.
definitely remember.
So I was even thinking even further back in Virginia. In Virginia, when I used to
Oh,
make, I used to sing songs with you guys.
yes.
Do you remember? Like I remember practicing that. Then there was like this weird looking room. I'm not sure if it was a It was a pantry. It was like a big room. Do you remember this room? It was right next to the kitchen. It's like this little closet. You might not remember it.
Oh, okay, I think I kind of do remember because I remember like the laundry room area, and I remember like that playroom, that
Yes,
weird
I remember the
area.
playroom that used to drip water.
Yes, some kind of leakage. It was creepy in
Yeah,
there.
it was yeah,
We
that whole house.
we had to spend the night in the playroom.
Uh
I
huh.
don't know what we did.
Oh my goodness.
Mom and dad, well, we had company at the time, and the company
Oh
took our
yeah.
room.
Yep.
And somehow me and Kiki and someone else ends up in there, and I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
oh my god, that's not right.
Man.
We were scared.
Yeah, because like there was like stuff hanging from the ceiling in that room.
Yes, it just
Yeah,
looked like it was gonna just collapse in or something. I don't know.
exactly.
It was just
Oh my
creepy.
goodness. I brought up that room because I remember I have a memory of us making a song or just not making it, like we didn't record it or nothing. We were kind of singing it, and I was like, "Hey, let's go sing it to mommy." And then, oh, tell me if you remember this memory, okay? Dad graduates from college, right? And mom wants us to sing a song for him. Do you remember that?
Oh my
That
gosh,
that
that's
R.
R.
Kelly song?
Kelly.
Oh,
That is like a
yep.
traumatized scar
Yeah, that's kind
moment.
of traumatizing when I think about it.
It
I'm
low key
that
is.
star up in the sky. Oh,
Yes, that
like
R.
we,
Kelly
we were
song.
practicing it. We were
We would
practicing.
practice it for probably like a week,
Yes.
faithfully after school. She'd be like, all right, guys, I'm
Yep.
gonna turn on the song. Let's
Mm,
remember our lyrics.
that's right.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
So all of this I think all of this was kind of building up to me making my own music and making my own content. I think all these little moments, which was
right.
like, when the more I think about it, it makes my stomach feel uncomfortable, especially singing that song. But
Oh my gosh,
it's
yes.
like all of these things play a role. Mm,
Absolutely. You're so right
mm.
about that.
Yeah,
And how it just formed you into your
that's right.
content creation and your
Yeah,
musical stance, and
yeah.
it
Hmm.
all makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I've been talking, kind of sharing that background. What has formed you? I think you're at a beautiful place. It seems like you're really happy with your life. It seems like you
Yeah.
really love your job, and I'm really happy about that. So I want to know about what do you think has formed you and informed where you are in your life right now?
I definitely do agree with you about like our life experiences, like every little thing from where we have lived and the schools we attended kind of transformed us
Hmm.
into the very adults we are now. And
Hmm.
yeah, I just really appreciate my family and
Mm.
my siblings, especially
Yeah.
because I feel like we're the only ones who truly share similar experiences and just kind of that like wide span of like way of thinking that we
Yeah.
have.
Uh huh.
It's I see it more rarely now,
Mm.
like something that isn't there for a lot of people
Yeah.
or everyone, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
So
And I
I'm just
think,
grateful
uh,
for that.
and the more I've been talking to y'all, the more I'm realizing how grateful I am and how special what we have is. how special it is. Because I told Kiera this, like I don't remember having a lot of drama with y'all growing up. Like,
Yeah,
do you remember drama? And you can be real. Like
not
I'm not a,
really.
like I don't. And even I'm not sure if you saw the video, but she talked about like this little moment where y'all had my Build a Bear, teddy bear, and you were trying to like
Yes, in El
embarrass me.
Paso.
Yeah, do you remember that? Do you have that
I
memory?
do remember it
I don't
briefly.
remember that. I do remember scaring you. Do remember
Yes.
being
Oh yeah.
like hiding in your closet and kind of just get it out there and
You were
scaring you and trying to
prank-
prank you guys.
you would prank the whole house like
You're,
everybody.
you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember when I cut my hair bald and
Oh my
told
gosh.
mom I joined the military?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shaving the head really sold it though, because that's true dedication. Like
Yeah,
not
my head
many
was
people that
bald.
are yes, because they're like he wouldn't have just shaved his head for nothing, right?
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly.
So much thought was put into that. Like you
Yep.
had a lot of depth.
I was dedicated.
Exactly.
Dedicated. And I think deep down inside, I just really did want a haircut, and I don't. I guess I wanted to be bald. I guess, but I said, let me attach this to. That was so crazy of me. I was bald.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, completely bald to convince them that you were gonna go in the military. Like,
That was
who
so
wouldn't
crazy.
believe it? And mom's
Yeah.
reaction was so real too. Like you could
Yeah.
just tell she was
Yeah.
very nervous about.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'll probably put a link to that video because there's a video on YouTube of me shaving my head bald and pranking my mom. And you guys are in the video too. I'm not sure if you remember that.
I remember all of those shenanigans,
Yep.
the good days.
Yep. Also, I got to give you another flower because you helped me so much when I was making music. I'm not sure if you remember. Do you remember recording me for music videos and stuff?
I do,
You were the
especially
cameraman or
yeah, especially in
the
El
camera
Paso.
woman.
Yeah, when we moved from the pink house to the bigger brown house, like
Mhm.
all the content that you made there, like you
Yeah.
definitely made a lot of videos, and
Yep.
it was a
Yeah.
fun
Uh,
time.
and even in New Orleans, wow.
Yeah.
I think at that point you were using my phone to record, but you were involved, and I wasn't doing it by myself, and so I don't know if like people know that either. So I'm glad that you're here to get your credit because you deserve that credit, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. I do remember those videos with us with the snapbacks on.
Ooh, I wasn't going to show that one. Yep, I wasn't going to show that. I was going to. I thought about bringing a clip in. Man, that quality is terrible, and but it was a fun video.
It was so funny. Rewatching that was even more fun because I'm like, you could
Mm,
just see how young we were at the time.
yep.
So
Uh huh. Yeah. And like you guys, I know you're like, why are we doing this? But at the end of the day, you're willing to do it, and like you
yeah,
wanted to be involved in what I was doing, which was cool. I think
yeah, we have those memories too. So that's what makes it even better.
that's right. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where that blue iPod Nano is?
To this day, it just washed up on the beach. At
Right.
this point.
Right. Because man, there's some clips on that. Because I remember one video I did. Do you remember? Was it Lyric and Nicely? Yep.
Yes. Oh my
Yep.
God. Yes.
Where we were at their house and we were outside of their house, just filming a video. Well, we recorded a couple videos at their house. I
We
remember that.
did. We did so many random things. I just remember
Mm,
them. They always wanted to sing songs, and
yep.
I remember Lyric at one point she was begging me like, "Tell your brother to post the videos from your iPod on YouTube so we
Yeah.
can be famous." And the video quality was horrible,
Yep.
and we all sounded so bad.
That's
But she
right.
just wanted us to upload it so bad.
Yeah. And it didn't. Nothing happened. It didn't go anywhere.
Exactly.
Man, what would you say is your favorite place we lived and why?
Hmm. I I'm kind of torn between El Paso and Hawaii
Okay.
because I remember a lot of good memories of childhood in El Paso, even though, desert dry and
Uh
all
huh.
the
And
having to sleep.
tumbleweeds.
Yes, tumbleweeds sticking up your feet, like having to sleep with humidifier because the air quality
Oh
was just,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like maybe health wise, that one wasn't the best, but I just
Yeah.
remember we had so many friends and it just felt so fun living
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
then Hawaii, of course, absolutely beautiful, great
Yeah.
scenery, good energy, and very wholesome
Mm,
people as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love that you said El Paso because I used to say El Paso all the time, and I think
yeah,
El Paso was one of our longest. Well, I don't know. Maybe for not for you guys, but for me, El Paso was like one of the longest places we lived.
No,
And
I agree.
it
Yeah.
was like because you guys might have lived in New Orleans longer than I lived in El. Does that make sense? Because I went off to college in New Orleans. So
We
you were you guys
did.
there longer in El
Yeah, a
Paso?
bit. When we think about it, me and Kiki or Kiara, we were in New Orleans probably about 8 years, and I
Oh,
think we did El Paso, what, 6 to 7 years maybe we were
I
there.
thought it was like 4.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought maybe we were there for 4 years, but I always thought it was 6 years for El Paso, and
Uh,
then at first New Orleans was just high school, but then we stayed so long that
yeah.
we were there for about 8 years before
Yeah.
we left. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember we moved like right in the middle of, because we moved from Virginia to El Paso, and it was the middle of my 5th grade year. And then after I finished 8th grade, we moved to New Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the saddest move for me was El Paso because I felt like I had a lot of friends there, and
Me
I don't
too.
know, it just really felt like we had family there. Does that make
I
sense?
agree. Just being, really involved in the church, no crazy business going on there,
Yeah, yeah,
people at the church were great. Like we had a
yeah,
lot of friends at the church and at school, and I just really enjoyed the atmosphere. Like it just seemed like we had so much to do. Like life was just really fun then.
yeah. And it was El Paso, Texas, out of all places, right?
Exactly. Like
Way on the other side.
just the era where you just remember the music you listened to at the time. Like that's back when like you would hear T Pain and Akon
Yep,
on the
that's
radio.
yep,
You know,
exactly.
the
T
golden
Pain,
era. Like
yep,
I just
yep.
missed life.
T Pain, Akon, Nelly Furtado. Come
Yes,
on,
they had
Timbaland.
they had the bangers. Like
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that period. I mean, there was some good music during that period.
very good music.
And do you remember? Well, at least I remember. I had a TV in my room, and I used to watch like. Remember that little small TV?
Yes, it was.
I don't think you guys did. Y'all have a TV in your room in El Paso?
We didn't get a TV in our room until we moved from Pink House to the, Brown House, the
In the
bigger
Brown
house.
House?
Yeah, that's when we finally did get a TV in our room eventually.
Okay.
Or I think they maybe gave us your old TV and you got a new TV. It was
Mhm.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I remember watching VH1 before, or like or MTV, like the music countdown before
Yeah,
class
I remember
or
that
before
too.
school. Man, it's crazy.
That was an era.
Uh huh.
These days.
Yeah. So, what was your least favorite place you lived?
Hmm. I guess maybe it's the ones I don't remember very much.
Mm,
Like, I do remember Virginia Beach, but apparently
uh-huh.
we lived in another area of Virginia
In
before that.
DC, Washington
Yeah,
DC.
and DC. I
Yeah,
can't say I don't like it because I don't really remember.
yeah. I remember how cold it was.
Yeah,
I remember vaguely. Yeah, I remember Hillary Duff being on the TV of a
yeah.
hotel room we were staying at. I remember that. I remember I have a memory of
Lizzie
that.
McGuire or Cadet Kelly.
Yep. I remember. Oh, we might have to talk about that in a second. Have you heard of the whole Nickelodeon thing? Have you seen
Oh,
that
absolutely.
documentary?
Quiet
Have you
on
seen it?
set.
Have you seen it?
Seen it all the way through.
Man, we may have to talk about that because that was our childhood.
That was our
Like
childhood.
Drake and Josh, iCarly, like
Yeah,
we grew up on this.
all of
And
those.
you know what's crazy? As I was watching that, I was like, this story is like the story of so many other people, not just in the entertainment industry, just that's partly our story in our church. Like, you know what I mean? So like, it's like people with power thinking they can do whatever they want to do, and now they can't. I think people are realizing that no, you cannot just act however you want to act as a boss. You just can't treat people however you want to treat people. Like you can't get away with anything right now, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yes. I love to see it.
Yeah,
Exactly. Let
yeah.
the veil be
Come
unlifted.
on,
Let us all see the truth. 2024
yeah.
is the year of the truth.
Right. I mean,
It's
come
on
on.
show.
Yeah,
You
and
cannot
that's what it.
hide behind
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and I love it. I love that the honest people are revealing what needs to be revealed, and so that people can be treated how they need to be treated. And yeah, you just can't do what you've done. And think about Drake, and like it's crazy because like as I would see Drake and like not the rapper Drake, you know, if you don't have the context, this is Drake Bell off of Drake and Josh, right? But
Right.
as you would see Drake like spiral down and have all these things happen to him, if we had that context and knew that he was abused, like I'm
Absolutely.
sure we wouldn't have been able to be as quick to judge him, right?
I
And
know. I really seen so many things in a different perspective with all of that. Like just how
yeah,
they shown Drake Bell in the media. I think it was just
yeah,
all an attack on him as a victim, as a child
yeah,
actor.
yeah,
And
exactly.
even the fallout that he had with Josh Peck as well. At one
Yeah,
point, like he didn't invite him to his wedding,
exactly.
and everyone didn't understand why Drake acted the way he did, and it also just filled in those gaps of not knowing. And
Yeah.
so I feel like I understand a lot more.
Mm.
People shouldn't have judged him the way they did. I definitely feel like I wouldn't judge him knowing what I
Yeah,
know.
exactly, right? Especially all this happening, like, when he had no power, like, he was literally stuck, you know,
Yeah,
as a child being subjected to some of this, which is crazy,
yeah, it's
man.
very scary that that was just even allowed in a child setting
Yeah.
in the
Mm.
industry as a whole.
Yeah, yeah. Which, like, I'm I am optimistic about the future, and why I'm optimistic is because I believe things are becoming equalized. You know what I mean? Think and so
Yes,
I think people that are pessimistic about the future, they may not want to have to share something. You know what I mean? Whether
exactly,
it's
exactly.
power, whether it's resources, whether it's platform, we're getting to a point where, and I've often heard people say like in a negative way, like anybody can just start a podcast now. It's like,
I
yeah, but like, isn't that a good thing? To some
absolutely
degree, like of course there's some idiots that probably shouldn't be like speaking on some stuff. I don't know,
agreed.
but like everybody has an opportunity to contribute to the conversation. And I
Yes,
think that is a beautiful thing because everybody has a voice and everybody needs to be able to have a seat at the table. I think this is what harmony looks like and what I think a flourishing humanity looks like when everybody gets to contribute to the conversation. So,
I couldn't agree more with that. Like so
yeah,
many voices need to be heard, and people shouldn't be afraid of not putting themselves out there or
yeah,
getting the message to the world. It doesn't matter who it reaches, but does it reach? You
yeah,
know, just even saying what you need to say and saying your piece, like
yeah,
while you're here on Earth,
yeah,
very important.
man. So tell me more about you and your life right now. What is making you excited about living, and what is giving you joy these days?
Well, I do love what I do for a living
Hmm.
as a massage therapist, a
Hmm.
licensed practitioner. I really do love helping people. Like it really warms my heart. I get
Mm.
so many kind compliments from my clients and patients. They tell me I have healing energy and I have
Mm.
blessed hands, like
Mm.
from the Lord. And they're just
Mm.
so kind. And I really enjoy helping people,
Yeah.
just making them feel better, making them feel at peace, giving them a healing environment and
Uh-huh.
just optimism and positivity. Like someone
Yeah.
will come in and be the meanest grouch and be
Mm.
mean to my front desk receptionist. And after I give them a healing session, a massage, they're just a brand new person. And
Mm.
they're so kind. And just knowing the stress is so easy to get caught up in everyday stress of living,
Yeah.
just putting too much work on yourself and your
Mm.
body. And you just really need to take the time to have your self care and
Mm-hmm.
just lock in with yourself and
Yeah.
just enjoy and treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I just love seeing my clients transform when they have had a
Yeah.
bad day or when they're not feeling their best and they just turn into the nicest person in the world.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
so beautiful that you're saying that in that way, especially because we I don't know if I grew up in a time where like self care was celebrated. You know, I think self care is being celebrated now. But what you just said about somebody coming in frustrated and grouchy,
Yeah.
and having somebody help them and help their body relieve some pain out of their body, like
Yeah.
this is self care. And then now they can be nice. Like
Exactly.
self care is not just for that individual, but that self care is for everybody that individual is around because now he's gonna go on the road and he might not have to cuss somebody out as somebody, you know, cuss him off in traffic because his
Exactly.
body is healed.
Absolutely.
You know
Like
what I
I
mean?
just witnessed it in real time. Like they'll
Yeah.
just brush people off or
Mm,
be distant, like not say much. You'd be like, "Oh,
mm,
hello, good morning. How are you? Are you ready? Yeah, whatever.
mm.
Okay." Lay on
Yeah.
the table and thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry for what I said before, or I'm sorry for running late. Like they
Mm,
apologize to me, and I'm just like, it's okay. I see what you need. They'll say, "Oh, I've had a stressful week. It's been a hard week, or
mm,
it's just been a hard time for me. Stress with moving and all type of things." And I just
mm.
know I just have so many different people, like from all walks of life and from different professions as well.
Yeah.
So it's just very comforting and
Yeah.
yeah,
And what a beautiful thing to be a part of. Like to be a part of someone's body being relieved.
yes,
Man. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're finding joy in that. I'm proud that you're serving in that way. To be a part of the healing work of another human being is a beautiful thing, man.
absolutely.
And that's all. That's what we all need, right? We all
We all
need healing,
do.
and
Mhm.
also even compassion. Because I think what you're saying is, as somebody comes in and they're all frustrated, and then you get to participate in their healing. Maybe there's more compassion that you can establish as somebody comes in frustrated. You realize maybe this person just is thirsty, right? Or this
Yes,
person just
exactly.
needs needs a maybe a hug too. It could be a hug, but also it can be this person needs a massage, and
Yes,
like
they do.
help them to relax a little bit. And yeah, that's beautiful.
It gives me also the ability to give grace when someone
Yeah.
isn't, on their A game, isn't feeling their best. Everyone has bad days. Like I can be
Uh,
more understanding to them as well, and just
mm,
people in general. So I've definitely learned grace and patience with that.
that's good, man. And speaking of that, we've often talked about our shared love for Don Miguel Ruiz, the Four Agreements.
Yes, sir.
Tell me
I'm so
how.
glad you said that. I will show
Yep,
you
you
here.
got. Oh, you got the mastery of self. Okay,
Yes, sir. This is the
okay.
one. This is what I've been reading lately.
Wow, you got to tell me more about that. Especially tell
Oh,
me.
yeah. With it.
Wow, tell me more, please, because I have that book, and I have most of his books. His books are really good. Tell me how his
Great
books
author.
and his words have influenced you.
Especially the Four Agreements.
Uh-huh.
That was truly my introduction to his
Hmm.
work. And
Yeah.
such a great author. I just love how he puts things in perspective of,
Yeah.
love others the way you want to be loved, treat others the way like everything's balanced. What you bring into the world, that's what you receive. So if you
Yeah.
want unconditional love, if you want
Mm.
understanding, you should give that to others and give them
Mm.
space and work with them the best to
Yeah.
your best ability.
Yeah. Man. And I think what he does, in my perspective of it, we've been taught a lot of this stuff in our upbringing because we grew up in Christian households. But like we never knew how to put some of this stuff into practice, or what does this look like on
Yeah,
a practical level. And I
exactly.
think Don Miguel Ruiz, he practical he makes these things practical, like these Christian ideas. I think some of these ideas are just universal ideas, like to love
Exactly.
somebody. This is a universal calling, and he just does well at making it so simple, like
Exactly.
not having this jargon behind it, just making it easy to access and also easy to practice, like being impeccable with your word, like being careful with what you're saying, or not taking anything personally. I'm sure you're using that in the daily.
That's, that's a great one.
I'm just gonna go through the four agreements. So it's being impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Always do your best, and don't make any assumptions. Like these four things. Ooh,
Rules right there, especially that assumption one. That's
yeah,
a great one.
yep. And for I like to twist that because so I'm when I'm making assumptions, I try to assume the best. So say I'm driving on the traffic and somebody's driving all crazy or even cutting me off or even somebody is mean to me as I interact with them. I like to assume, okay, maybe this person got to use the bathroom if they're driving crazy on the highway,
I think of that
right?
sometimes too.
How would you drive if you have to go to the bathroom? You know what I
Very
mean?
crazy.
Crazy. So maybe
We've
that's
all witnessed something similar to that.
exactly okay. Okay, how would you act if you were hungry or thirsty or I don't know, tired? Maybe you've been up all night taking care of the baby or whatever. So maybe I try to assume some of those things about people. That helps me to love people better. So maybe the assumptions you make cannot be negative assumptions. I would say like don't assume this person is out to get you. Maybe.
Yes, that's a really good one. I like that perspective as well
Yeah,
because knowing that everyone is just human at the end of the day, we all
that's
make
right.
mistakes.
That's
We
right.
have our moments. You can just
Yeah,
extend that grace to others.
yeah, man. And my struggle lately has been trying to figure out the balance between like, yeah, I'm not taking anything personally and I'm not making assumptions and I'm letting you be you. But at the same time, I want to hold you accountable if you're doing something like to hurt me. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
absolutely, yes.
It's like,
Accountability is a really big one that a lot of
yeah.
people have like a not full balance of. Like they can take criticism, they can acknowledge things, but do they really take in and like are they going to put in the work to make things better? Is
Mm,
the question.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that's what accountability does. It does. It gives you an opportunity to make things better, to make the relationship better. And
absolutely.
I think some people get on to what I'm trying to do on the internet and sometimes think that I'm just complaining, right? Or I don't know, just trying to be negative. When in a lot of ways, I'm trying to help people see things that maybe they don't see. Where
Yeah.
I'm trying to acknowledge blind spots because how do we become better? Like you got to let me know if there's a booger on my nose. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. We need that truth and transparency.
That's
Like
right.
it can be like you can acknowledge these things.
Yeah. So that's been my part of my struggle as I've interacted with Don Miguel Ruiz and his work. I think I misinterpret some of his stuff that he says,
Yeah.
and I just maybe I take it to an extreme and think that okay, because I'm not taking anything personally, because I'm not making assumptions, like I don't need to address anything. When I'm like, okay, nah, maybe I can still address something, and I can do this with love, and out of a desire to be truthful and honest. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I'm really glad you brought up that point because um
Is that you? What noise
no,
is that?
I'm currently dog sitting and
Oh, your dog sitting?
hoping the dog would not distract.
Okay, yep.
My
It's
whole
okay.
train of thought. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're gonna go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're about to say something good.
Yes. Okay. So yes, I'm glad that you said what did you say?
This is I was dog sitting a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
my
I didn't
gosh.
you dog sit too. Not us becoming professional dog people, even though we didn't grow up with any dogs. Because
Right.
Dad, talk about let's
And
talk
you
about this.
know why.
Let's talk about this. All right. So my dad, an ex-marine, he was in the
Yep.
military. He was deployed.
Did he go to Iraq or in
Yeah,
Iran?
he went to
Yep.
Iraq, Afghanistan. This man has gone through some things. He is afraid of dogs. There's there are memories I have. One time, speaking of, was it Alice? What are the two girls' named Alexandra?
Donna and Alexandra.
Shauna and Alexandra. Okay,
Yeah.
Alex. Okay, we're at their house for a football game. Right. So there's there's a couple of memories that I can't
Right.
stop
Now that I
laughing as
think
I
about
think
it,
about it.
there are more than a
Oh my
few.
goodness. Okay, okay. So we're at their house, and we're all looking at the screen. We're walking in. I'm standing up, and we're all standing up. We just got there. We're looking at the screen because the game's on. They have a little dog, a little small dog. The dog's probably like this
Yes, he
big.
wasn't even that big.
Yeah, so he's running up, and my grown dad, jumps on the couch.
Yes, on top of the couch.
He
Everyone's
jumps
sitting
on
around,
the
things
couch.
are cool. Even we didn't have a bad reaction, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is a grown man jumping on the couch. Man, there might be some therapy there that might he might I don't know. I think there's some
Fair
trauma there.
point.
Yeah, some
Great point,
dogs.
actually.
Some with dogs in particular, some trauma that he has there for real. Because like that is kind of crazy. I mean, a dog that small.
Exactly. I
You
guess
know,
it didn't matter what type of dog. If it barks and makes some type of noise,
yeah,
is
yeah,
that what triggered it or something charging at you? I'm not so
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, and this is why we didn't have dogs growing up because
Yes,
and
I really
I
did not
often
do that.
sometimes they would say no, it's because we're moving a lot. So I've often said that. I've often said, yeah, because I didn't want to embarrass my dad.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes, and they
So,
definitely told us, like, I remember with each move, like from El Paso to Hawaii, like, "Oh, we're moving, so when we make it to the next place, we'll get you guys a dog." We would just keep moving and moving, always get to the next. There was always an excuse as to why we couldn't have it. Even finally in New Orleans, like the big nice house that we lived in,
mm,
Mom was like, "No, it's because we have hardwood floors on the first floor of the house, and the dog will scratch up the floors, and that's the reason that we couldn't have it." Like, we were pretty settled in New Orleans, we
yeah.
stayed there for a while, and it
Mm,
was just always an excuse as to why we couldn't get it.
uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
we did have pets one time, just fish. Do you remember that?
Yes, our fish, three
Our
fish.
fish, 3 little fish
Yes.
that lasted for quite a long time, and then they died all of
Yeah.
a sudden.
Fish
Man,
were cool, but I didn't know they were so smelly.
yeah, and
Having to clean
yeah,
out the tank.
exactly, and dirty. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Okay. That was we had a small backyard at that house. Do you remember how small that backyard was?
Yes, it was.
Man.
Yeah, we had to fish in Hawaii, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember.
Man, man. So you're reading Don Miguel Ruiz. What else do you do in your life these days that brings you joy and maybe even contributes to your healing? Because I
Hmm.
get and you get to participate in the healing of others. So what does healing
Yeah.
look like in your life?
I just really like to like being outside is one that I'm starting to like bugs aside, like
Mm,
getting used
uh,
to like the gnats and mosquitoes,
yeah,
other than stuff like that. But I really do like taking walks and
me too.
reading books, like
Mm,
having a smoothie, a fruit bowl, like
uh,
little things like that. I really like matcha tea and
mm,
like boba tea. So like sometimes I'll go to the cafes and just sit and get those, and it's a good vibe.
I love that, especially outside. I love being outside too. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you can see it, but it's
Yeah, I see the
beautiful
blue
out here.
skies.
Yep, that's just a reflection of our mirror. But yeah, I like to go hiking. I like going to the park. So yeah, that's my bread and butter.
Yeah, the outdoors is awesome. Like that's why I would
Yeah,
love to go to the beach and just be outside.
yeah.
It's a good
And
time.
we we didn't really do that much growing up. I remember one time we went hiking, or not hiking, camping. You remember that?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely remember camping.
Oh, I remember. It's so funny how our parents would buy all this stuff just to go do camping one time, and then just keep.
Yes, get
You
the
remember that?
tent and the equipment.
We had the sleeping bags, but and we went camping one time.
Yes, it just
That's
felt performative at times.
man,
Doing something one time, or maybe for the experience, and I guess maybe they decided they didn't like it.
huh?
Maybe that's what made it a one-time thing.
Yeah, man. What are some of your favorite memories growing up?
I definitely loved when we would go to amusement parks, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't go
Yep.
to the beach often, but I do remember when we lived in Virginia Beach one day, Mom let us all like skip school so that we could go to the beach because her family
Yep.
was in town.
Yep.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah.
That was
I
a good
remember
time.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, the amusement parks like Busch Gardens and Disney World, Disneyland,
Uh
Six
huh.
Flags. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
We did a lot of that. I remember that. And it was all day things too. And oh, yeah, one of my favorite things, like after amusement park, like we would be so tired, right? And
Yeah.
dad would usually drive home, and I get this. We would all be like knocked out, sleep in the car. So one of my favorite things, even to till this day, I don't. It doesn't happen often because I'm an adult now. I
Yeah.
love sleeping in the car. Like
Right.
that's like the best sleep I've ever received in my life. Just
No,
sleeping in the
seriously.
back of a car, man. After a long day,
After a long
man.
day out in the sun, coming from a
Yeah,
water park or something,
that's
that
right.
is the best sleep you're gonna get.
Man, that's some good sleep. Yeah. We
Yes.
did have some fun growing up, you
Yeah.
know? And not just that, like we ate out a lot. I'm realizing that
Oh my
as an
goodness.
adult, we ate out quite a
Every
bit, like
Sunday.
every Sunday, every single Sunday. And like
Sure.
we didn't it wasn't just like Wendy's. Like we went to Applebee's, we went to the
Yeah. Outback
Chili's.
Steakhouse.
Yeah. And we had a lot of family time. And I have to say that we used to watch a lot of movies. Remember that?
Yes. Our
Yep.
parents loved movies. They're definitely
Yeah.
media people, Marvel movies, Harry Potter,
Right.
all
Yeah.
that.
And you know what's crazy? I barely watch movies now.
I agree. Like,
I barely watch
I can
movies.
tell you what's at the movies right now,
Exactly.
right?
I barely watch TV shows.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
we
very
were
sensitive.
we've been busy. So I mean, we just moved, so we were able to watch that documentary I told you about, and also this show we've been watching, and we haven't been watching it. We've watched haven't watched it in so long that we got on the episode, and we it was like halfway through, and we're like, I don't know what the heck is going on, right? But we kept watching it. And it was like 30 minutes left, and we finished the episode. We still don't know what was about, what it was about. That's how far it was for us. Like since we watched that TV show. Like we don't really watch TV like that. And I guess the same is true for you and maybe Kiera too.
Yeah, that's true. I find myself watching more like YouTube tutorials or like
Yeah.
DIY things. I'm
Uh-huh.
more into stuff like that. Like I'll watch
Yeah.
stuff on YouTube or like play a game or read a book
Yeah.
more than just watching TV shows on Netflix and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man. I wonder if that's the thing. I wonder if TV is like fizzling out.
just a little bit. Streaming platforms definitely had a lot to do with it. I believe, like us
Yeah.
having access to that. Like people who still buy cable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like in
Exactly.
2024, no thanks. I don't
Yeah.
need cable.
And I was even thinking even streaming platforms maybe be fizzling out eventually,
I so
as
too.
you have like because like why play for especially now that I'm not sure if you're paying on your own. I have my own Netflix now, and I don't like that.
Netflix household thing. Oh,
Yeah, remember we saw with share Netflix?
yes,
Now
and
I
I
have to
think
pay for it.
Sharon was able to get it, and the Netflix I have now, I think is a shared one too. But that's the
Yeah,
only reason I was able to get it because they
yeah,
only let you have one.
yeah.
It's so
And I
selfish.
I think that's like I mean that's the move because like one person buys one and then everybody's kind of just like that was beautiful, but now things are
Exactly. And
changing.
what was wrong with that? Why crack
Yeah,
down on trying? Like they already make millions, so why does
yeah,
it matter if people want to share their account?
yeah. So they can make more millions.
That is just too much greed. Like
Yeah, yeah. Mm, man, what are you looking forward to, and life in general? Are you excited about stuff like AI? I'm not sure if you talk about AI in your household, but
man,
like as you think about AI and all this, what are your thoughts on that?
yeah, I can get a bit scary. Like some of the robots I've seen, or how they can just defy and alter pictures and things to make it seem like something that it's not. Even the
Uh-huh.
things with like celebrities, like it's advancing very fast. It could have
Yeah.
pros and cons, definitely.
Uh-huh.
But
I
that's yeah,
I think with a profession like yours, you have nothing to worry about with AI,
right.
because even something like what I'm doing, I think we need human connection. And I think AI is gonna help us with a lot of stuff, and it's gonna help us to do things a lot more effectively, just like our phones have, like our
Yeah,
computers have. I mean, the calculator has, like everything. There's all types of technology in our lives that has improved our lives significantly. And there's cons to everything too, because like I love that I can get in my car and drive 10 miles, right, with no problem. Right, but at the same time, me being in my car, it can help me maybe not get as much exercise because I'm just driving everywhere, or I'm
yeah,
not getting enough sunshine because I'm just in my car and then going from my apartment to my car. You know what I mean? So
I get that.
all of this technology kind of has like you lose something, but then you gain something at the same time with everything. I think.
Yeah, like convenience and
Yeah.
DoorDash or something, but
Yeah.
at
Exactly.
the same time, we're losing some values of just things we could do on our own, or maybe like survival skills that
Yeah.
humans should have that we don't all
Yeah.
have.
Man, I was reading about that the other day. Like, man, everything I eat, like I don't know where it comes from. Like
Yeah,
I mean I can hypothesize that, okay, yeah, this apple came from a tree and came from a farm, but I don't know what farm it came from.
that's
And I'm totally dependent on other people for my food. Does
yeah.
that make sense? Like if some people just decided today that, okay, we're not doing what we're doing anymore, I wouldn't eat. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yes, like not having that for yourself. Now I
Yeah.
understand people who want to, grow their own things and have their
Yeah.
own farm, grow your produce and vegetables just
Yeah.
to have that skill because that's a skill worth having.
Yeah, that's scary to think about a little bit sometimes, like
Yeah.
how dependent I am. But then on the other hand, like I was trying to say this with like our professions. we need human connection. Like at the end of the day, like I need a human to hug me, and if I need, like, if I have this pain in my body, like I can't address it, by myself. Like I need help. So there's some things that I think maybe at least not now, technology won't be able to do. It won't be able to give me uh, the touch of a human being. Does that make sense? Or the
Agree.
hug of a human being, or even the conversation of a human being. I'm learning more and more about conversations and how important they are to my well being. Like, there's nothing like talking to somebody and just like asking questions and engaging. And, you know, technology helps us to do that because we're doing that right now. Right.
Yeah,
But like, there's some things that we cannot like replace with technology,
yeah,
so
I agree. And
man.
like human interaction is just so important for your
Yeah.
well-being. Like you
Hmm.
said, conversation. It just makes you really feel like you're like living the life you're supposed to live. Like in the moments that you have connecting with another human, like it's just special and sacred and
Yeah.
something you can take on with you and have a memory of that as well.
That's right,
Yeah.
man. Mm, beautiful. What are the dogs that are you dog sitting multiple dogs?
It's just one little doggy.
Just one little dog.
Yes, his name is Ziggy.
Okay. Is it making you get a dog? Is he making you want a
I,
dog?
I do want a pet. I definitely was leaning more towards dogs, but I couldn't decide if I wanted maybe a kitten or a dog. Because a dog was something I was never able to get growing up. So it's like, should I finally get the dog or branch off and do a different animal?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so it's really just still deciding, but I do like animals a lot. Like
Yeah.
they're really good energy,
They
and if
are.
you,
Yeah.
they show it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And yeah, like they like you said, they care for you. They love you,
yeah,
and you can feel the love, right?
yeah. It's really sweet. It's a cute bond, like
Uh-huh.
man's best friend, dog kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I hope my kids get to experience that because I'm not going to be a dad afraid of dogs.
Exactly. Won't be running around here.
Hey, tell me another story, okay? So that same family, the same household, you were downstairs eating, I think, and then you heard something. Tell me that story.
Oh my goodness. So at our old friends, Shauna and Alessandra, we were over at their house. We kind of do an exchange. Sometimes they'll be at our house, sometimes we
Uh-huh.
go over there. So this was the time we went over there. And we were eating hot dogs. I think we made hot dogs. Well, they did. And yeah, it was just us and the girls sitting around, I think we were watching SpongeBob or something on TV. And we just hear the loudest noise and a bunch of tumbling. It was just so like abrupt. We're just like, what's going on? Like at that age, I don't know what happened, like earthquake or something. Maybe
Uh-huh.
the whole like shelf fell down. And Sean and Alessandra quickly get up. They run to the staircase. And then they quickly come back, and we're just like, "What happened?" Like, that was a really loud noise. Like, oh, it's all right, guys. Our dad just fell down the stairs.
Uh-huh.
And we were so confused and we laughed immediately because of the
Uh-huh.
funniness. And then they
Yeah.
got upset at us,
I
like,
remember
how
that.
dare you laugh at
Yeah.
our dad? We're just
Yeah.
like, well, make it seem like that's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Casual.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have laughed too. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly, because they said it so calm that, oh, our dad just fell down the stairs. We're just like, what?
Yeah.
We were
Especially if he was okay.
Yeah, he said like ow or something. Like when it was time for him to get up, he was just like, "Oh, my back" or something.
Yeah.
Like we remember hearing that, and I think that's really what like made us laugh even more.
Man, that's funny. Man.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Well, there's so many. I'm not sure if some of these memories I'm thinking about. I'm not sure if you know about this, but there's a lot of times where like I would scare dad on accident. Okay.
I've done that
Okay.
before. That's the funny
On
thing.
accident. Okay. So one thing I was one. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't stop laughing when I
I
think about
saw my
this.
cheekbone. I'm like,
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So I went to go empty the trash. So I'm going out the garage, and I guess Dad forgot that I was going to empty the trash. So I go back through the door, and like he shuts the door. No, yeah, the door is open, so he shuts the door, and like I try to open it, and then like he locks it and like pushes against me. I
Oh
think he
my
thought someone. I
goodness.
think he thought someone was trying to break in the house, when it was just me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. And then another thing. Okay, I guess I used to get up early. This is when we lived in El Paso, so we're in
Mhm.
the Brown house, right? And those stairs, when you're going up, you can't see somebody coming down, right? Because you
Yes.
go down and then you turn and then you go down further. Okay, so
Mhm.
I was going up and I didn't have the lights on. I don't know why. I was just walking in the dark, and I guess Dad was getting ready to go to work or something. So he cuts the light on. And he almost hits me because he thought I was just he thought I
You
was
know,
somebody
you
breaking in.
a
Trying to,
creature or something.
oh my goodness!
Intruder, right?
He thought I was an intruder, man. So, and I'm sure I could think of more stories like that. But isn't that funny? Just how you accidentally scare somebody. I mean,
Yes. And why are they just, so jumpy all the time? Like, I mean,
yeah,
I get like in those situations, I guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Getting
Who knows? Who knows? And who knows? I'm sure there's some stuff there with him that maybe there's some triggers. I don't know.
very true.
Um,
But it's just
yeah,
even more funny though, like people with kids, like you have like other people to tend to and like just still to be so jumpy and like, oh,
yeah,
like do you know
man,
where all your kids are right now? If not, then that could be your kid. I don't
man,
know
exactly.
if they have that perspective or not.
I'm trying to get in the house. It's already dark out here. I'm scared.
And
Like,
you're
why are you closing the door on me?
exactly.
Oh my goodness. My cheeks. I'm trying not to laugh. My cheeks are really.
I know. Yeah, I'm just trying to calm the face.
Man, that's so funny. We've had
So
a lot of funny things happen.
so much things that we probably don't even remember.
Yeah, yeah. You want to talk a little bit about spirituality and where you are in your spirituality and just um how God is working in your life, or what are your thoughts on those questions?
Yeah, so God is good all the time. I
Mm,
feel very like in tune with my spirituality. Of course,
mhm.
it's a journey,
Yeah,
always a work in progress.
that's right.
But yeah, I'm very grateful to where I am now. Like, I do like read the Bible. I read
Mm.
scriptures and I
Uh-huh.
keep track of that. Like, I keep a journal. Like, I write affirmations for the day and
Mm,
things like
mm.
that. Just
Yeah,
trying to keep myself grounded. Good
yeah.
energy.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm just very appreciative of the knowledge of the world and how there's so much to learn and unlearn at the same time.
Oh yeah, I love that you say
A
that.
great balance of that, and
Yep,
it's a journey of just never ending, like doing the inner work.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I love that you say learn and unlearn. Yeah.
Yes.
Give me an example of something you've had to unlearn.
Oh man. Let me think. Kind of okay. So something I've been working on with myself. I can be very stern sometimes, and
Mm,
things I say can be misinterpreted. So I've
mm,
been really working on maybe my delivery of things.
mm.
I could
Yeah.
say something that I think is simple, but the way I delivered it, like, kind of was off putting a bit, or maybe
Mm,
left room for gray area, misunderstanding. So I'm really trying
yeah.
to work on my deliverance with some of the things I say just in general, like in relationships, like in the workplace, just small things, so that
Mm,
no room for misinterpretation, and
yeah.
just yeah, just to get people on the same page, kind of thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
get that.
and
Man, that's good. Because I sure I wasn't thinking. I was thinking something like you were taught. That's really healthy of you to think about something that you're dealing with within yourself.
yes,
That answer, man, that's beautiful. Yeah, because a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about, I have to unlearn. Of course, it's stuff that like has to do with my personality and my habits, but a lot of it has to do with like
that
stuff I
too.
was given. Yeah, give stuff I was given, like knowledge I was given. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
I love what you said about it being an ongoing thing. Like it's an ongoing process of learning, relearning, unlearning. It continues to go on.
yeah, I agree.
Man.
There's just so much like to learn and to unlearn. Like, so it'll
Yeah,
just be a journey you're on, and until the very end, you just try to
yeah,
be a better you than
uh huh,
yesterday, and
yeah.
just put your best foot forward,
That's right.
keep going. Yeah.
Hmm. So when I was talking to Kiera, she kind of talked about your shyness a little bit. Would you still say you're pretty shy and pretty introverted?
Yes, I would agree that I am.
Uh huh.
But with my profession, like, I'm kind of just in a dark candle lit room all day. My
Uh-huh.
interactions are limited.
Yeah.
So I've gotten to like the professional stance where I'm good with people. I can be a
Yeah.
people person, but I
Uh-huh.
definitely shy away back into my
Mm.
shell whenever I
Yeah.
can, or when my social battery goes down.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
just, just, oh, I can't wait to be at home, snuggled up in the bed with a book
Uh-huh.
and my
Yeah.
smoothie,
Uh-huh.
with the day like wind down time. Like that's
Yep.
what I look forward to.
Yep. Uh-huh. And I got another flower to give you because I often remember like when there was something going on in our family or even just something that needed to be said, you are a person of few words, but whenever you did say something, it was something that needed to be said. So I appreciate that about you. It's a gift. Your personality is a gift. And I hope that you see that as a gift. And I hope you don't see that you need to change that.
Yeah,
uh, that's what I'm
absolutely.
learning about myself. Like all of who I am and my personality. I mean, there's some things that I can do that I can address, right? But my general posture, I think there's gifts to that. Would you agree with that?
I do agree. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to maybe your introvertedness and your shyness, like
Yes. And
there's
also
things
like, our lifestyle period, growing up, moving around, having to leave the old friends for new. That
yeah.
also added to the shyness of used to be extremely shy about going to
Mm,
a new school and not knowing
man.
anyone. And for either El Paso or whichever El Paso or Hawaii,
Mhm.
going like I think we went like in the middle of the school year, like right after the kids came off of like fall break or summer break,
Uh,
maybe spring break, something like that. Like they just had a break and then came back and like then
yeah.
new kids, like everyone, they just already had their friends, and I just
Right.
felt so you're just out there like a sore thumb. Like I'm
Yep.
just man,
Mm,
go through sitting alone at lunch again,
yeah.
being alone. Yeah,
Mm,
just having to constantly build that.
you're right,
I'll enjoy.
man. Yeah, you got me thinking back too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a hard move, moving from Virginia to El Paso. Because you're right, when you're in the middle of that, like the middle of the school year type of thing, people already have their friends, right? And, like
exactly.
nothing's really new, but you are new when you step in, and you're like your source are like a sore thumb sticking out. So yeah,
Definitely.
that was difficult. I was also thinking about the move to New Orleans from Hawaii to New Orleans.
Wow, now that was a
That
quick
was that
change.
was move. That was a hard move too. And I I was making music then, and
Yeah.
my music was so honest. Like the quality wasn't the best because I didn't really know what I was doing. We're recording, but I remember a song I had, and the lyric was, "Being alone is the way I think that I'll begin because I'm in school and my sister is my only friend." Do you remember that?
Yes, that was a good
Man,
one.
that was a hard time. And we were both in high school together. I was a junior and you were a freshman, and
Yeah,
we it was just me and you for a while, and eventually you found your friends and you went away, and then I was still, I still struggled. I still
yeah,
struggled for a while because it was easier to find friends as a freshman because everybody's new.
you're so right. Yeah,
As a freshman, everything's new, but as a junior, and at that point, people have established their friend groups. They've established who they want to be around. So
yeah,
that was a very hard move for me, and I struggle. Man, I think that's why I don't really talk to anybody from high school. Isn't that crazy?
yeah.
I'm
I
not sure if you're the
agree.
same way. Are
Oh
you the
no,
same
I
way?
absolutely am the same way. I probably list like one friend from high school, if that. Like they're still,
Wow.
you know, I have
Yeah.
no friends from high school.
Wow.
Any of the friends that I keep in touch with is friends from El Paso and
Yeah.
like that's through social media like Facebook and Instagram.
Wow.
I still chat with them. Like I have a friend, she's going back to Hawaii this summer, and
Mm.
we were originally friends in middle school from Hawaii. So
Wow.
those are
It
the
is
people I'm in
funny.
contact with, not the
It's
people
so
from high
funny you
school.
said that because like even the people from like El Paso that I was in middle school with, yeah, they still interact with my stuff like
Yeah,
online, and like somebody told me happy birthday a couple weeks ago when it was my birthday. Two people from El Paso told me
yeah,
happy birthday. So that should tell you how special that place was for us,
it really was.
man. Yeah, because and I'm invited to my high school 10-year anniversary, like, or yeah, and I can't go, and
Right.
I can't go first of all because I'm gonna be doing something else, but secondly, I don't really want to go, and
Yeah,
it's because I didn't have roots there, and I think a lot of that is just because of our moving situation. We didn't get to really build roots to where we're really missing people as we leave because we don't really know people to begin with.
thank you. I
You
couldn't agree
know,
more. That's
man.
Yeah, and
You got to know somebody to miss them.
exactly. It's just
Man.
the environment and just thinking of the type of people I was around. Things were a bit toxic in high school,
Mm.
school wise and church wise,
Oh yeah,
during
yeah.
that time.
Wow.
So it
Yeah.
was just
Ooh.
like I felt I needed to get away from, and
Yeah.
with college and all of that.
Yeah. Wow. Share some perspective for me on that. Especially some of the church hurt that I think you experienced too, in light of what Kiera went through and what we all kind of experienced. Because hearing her perspective was like I didn't think about that. But did you have any thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, it was a crazy time. But I did agree with you had to say for Kiara's video, like everyone didn't know how to react. Like
That's
mom
right.
and dad didn't know what to do. But I also agree with Kiara. I feel like they should have tried to, protect their
Mm,
children more. Like you've been in the church all your life. They've passed that down to us.
yeah.
And it was just more of a situation. Once we figured out what was truly going on, I don't think we should have just indulged and stuck around that. I felt like we should have been protected more, and that I feel like it got to the point where probably they were just being nosy. Like it's one thing trying to figure out things, and then
Mm,
just let me just sit around and see the fall because I know our parents come from situations like that, and
mm,
trauma and drama in
yeah.
the family. Like it's
Mm,
nothing that's new to Black people, unfortunately. Like
that's right,
drama and all of that going on. So
man.
just more so the environment, not the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you said more so the environment. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Well, on another note, I am grateful that you are contributing to creating healing environments and healing spaces. This is what you do. This is your work.
Yeah,
So I applaud you for that. I'm so proud of you, and I'm excited to see where you're going from here. And
thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, so I thank you for this conversation. We talked about a lot. We were kind of everywhere,
I
but
know.
this
Yes,
is the most
really
this is the
great.
most I've laughed,
Yes, in a
on a
while.
conversation.
Yes,
So
I just
yeah,
love good energy every time with the
yeah,
singing. Like I'm
that's
so
right.
grateful for that.
Yeah, me too. And it's a gift to me, and I want you to know that. Like our relationship is a gift, and our family is a gift to me. So I thank you once again. I thank you so much for letting me use your iPod Nano. I thank
You're
you
welcome for
for being okay with me use that SingStar mic, right?
yes. It got us to where we are now. Like you were doing
Yeah,
awesome with your content create.
thank
I
you.
look forward to new videos dropping, new
Mm,
music. I just love to
mm,
see the creativity expand
mm,
and how
mm.
far you're going with it. It's really
Thank you.
to witness.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for sharing your thoughts as you engage with my especially my music. That really means a lot. It's one thing to listen to something and say you heard it, but to listen and to give some feedback, it really means a lot to me. So thank you for that. And yeah, I pray God's blessings over this season of your life and what's to come. And yeah, over the continued healing that you're experiencing and the healing that you get to be a part of. So thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
I would like to thank you so much for listening to this entire conversation in its entirety. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to my sister about healing and also about growing up, and I hope that some of these words and these thoughts benefited you and blessed you. If you would like to continue this conversation with my sister Kianna, feel free to follow her on Instagram at kianna.lit. That is KIANNA.LIT. Further, if you would like to support some of the work on this channel, I would encourage you to stream my music on any streaming platform of your choosing. I have music on Deezer, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and also SoundCloud. So if you just type in my name, Wesley Hargon, on any of these platforms, you should be able to find my music and you can stream that music and check it out. That would be a great and simple way to support the work on this channel. Thank you so much for listening. Blessings to your day. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. just chilling with my brother. Hot dogs for dinner, biscuits for brunch. Outside daily, just having fun. He's teaching me to loosen up. To live your life, you gotta stop growing up. My grip has been too tight. Been stressing like every night. Little brother has helped me see that everything will be alright. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother.
That's me.
I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. You been having fun?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing we did this week?
Go to the park
Why you like going to the park?
because I can make another friend. And I like ice cream.
Like ice cream?
Yes.
You gonna come back?
Yes.
I really had fun with you too. You're a cool guy. Am I a cool guy?
Yes.
I appreciate that. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother. I'm with my brother. I'm just chilling with my brother.